And those who know me, they know, but for the remaining, my name is Bandana, and I've been into Access Consciousness since 2014. And other than that, also into the field of healing since, say, 2011. And before that, I was a housewife for like almost 18 years of my life. I was a housewife. And not talking much about uh, what I am, I would like to just go ahead with why we are here today. And thank you all for joining, those who have joined. And living in the moment, I think we have heard this phrase like 1,000 times or maybe a million times in different books, self-help books, in workshops. The the Buddha would say it, or all the spiritual gurus will talk about it. Living in the now, present moment. So just because we have a limited time here, and it's like 8 to 8:30, and then we take a bit of questions, which I would also love to, have from all of you. I want to start by first of all, thanking Vijay for the fab work that he's doing. Every day, I think it's more than a month now. He's been calling facilitators to speak on different topics, and it's all free, and so many people are connecting and listening to speakers, different speakers and different topics. So such a fabulous contribution to people. So thank you, Vijay, for that.
Thank you.
And my next, gratitude would naturally be to Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access Consciousness, and Dr. Dane here, who's the co-founder. Because this is an Access Consciousness kind of, in awareness campaign. So when I did my first class of Access Consciousness in 2014, there was a background to it, which is quite long, so I don't want to go there. But the first so-called definition that is mentioned on the Access Bars book, which is the, first class of Access, the Access Bars, is that consciousness is the ability to be present in every moment. Of course, there's more to it, like receiving everything without judgment, rejecting nothing. And, it's about being totally aware. It's about not judging yourself and not judging other people. But that one line, the ability to be present in every moment. If I just take only that part for today. So I'm sure every one of us know what it is to be living in the past and what it is to be concerned about the future, because that we've been told like time and again from I would request whoever that is, mute yourself, please. So yeah, and so we've been told by everybody, you should plan for the future. You should have proper savings for the future. You should have this is for the future. And then if ever we are talking about the past, in fights and arguments and in everything in our day-to-day life, people will be like, why are you bringing the past here? Everybody says that, but everybody does that too, right? It's like something that is not supposed to be done, but everybody does it. So it's kind of interesting, right? And I've also done, I still do it. I can't say that I'm completely living in the present moment all the time. What actually has made a difference to my life after Access Consciousness is the ability to stop judging myself and stop judging others for so-called like living in the past or present or future or doing whatever we are doing. So first of all, we have to, stop judging ourselves. And that is also said in an Access Bars class, stop judging you. It's one of the tools of Access. Because as long as we are judging ourselves for what we are doing, whether it is living in the past, or whether it is doing something wrong, or whether it's doing something right, or whether it's doing something that we are supposed to do or not supposed to do, as long as we keep judging ourselves, we cannot change that. Because judging is like making anything right or wrong, and it's like polarity and living in polarity. So that was the first thing that I tried to imbibe in my, daily routine, by reminding myself that, okay, stop judging yourself, Bandana, or stop judging other people, whoever comes into my universe. It takes practice. It doesn't come overnight, by the way. Like, I'm just saying that because it didn't come overnight to me either. Uh, but where do these judgments come from? And how do we judge people? Most of our judgments are based on what we have been told is right or wrong. For example, if you're born in a country like India, uh, if you're wearing a sari, you're a different person. If you're wearing something which is Western, like a blazer and a trouser, or like a trouser and a blazer, then they will look at you differently. And if you're wearing a short skirt or a bikini, it'll be different. So everything has a judgment. Starting from your outer appearance, your, body features, and to your inner qualities. Very rarely people go to the inner qualities. That's like far-fetched. The first judgment comes when they look at you, like, oh, this person is beautiful, this person is not beautiful, this person is dark, this person is fat, this person is blah, 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 whatever that is. Yeah, okay, so while I'm talking, I'm going to do this, everything that is, like whatever I spoke of, everything that is, times a godzillion. Let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. So this is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What it is, you may have to go and visit the website www.theclearingstatement.com. And you can also visit www.accessconsciousness.com for more details. And there are a lot of facilitators of Access on this call, and so many in India and so many across the globe. You get information on the website. You can connect to people and find out more about it. Yeah, so all the judgments we all have, first of all, about our appearance and how we look, and how that is good or how that is bad, and whether we're supposed to be that or not be that. Are we all willing to destroy and kill it all now, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, podbox, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So after stop judging you, the other tool that I love of Access is being in a question. It's the most amazing. I mean, we may have asked questions even before we came into Access, but consciously practicing asking questions, and asking those questions which are contributing, rather than asking questions which are very demeaning and deteriorating, or undermining who we be, or undervaluing who we be. Something like, why did this happen to me, or what's wrong with me? So every time you ask what's wrong with me, the universe will tell you, okay, so you're fat, you're dark, you're this, that's wrong with you. Or if you ask what's wrong with me, why can't I express myself clearly? Oh, okay, because you don't have a good voice, and probably nobody wants to listen to you, etc., etc. Like, it can be any answer or awareness that we give to ourselves, or we get from the universe, when we ask what's wrong with me, or what's wrong with you, or when we ask why did this happen to me. So instead, Access Consciousness gives a set of questions which are so amazing that simply asking those questions can change your life. Like, literally can change your life. And you don't have to wait for the answers. You just have to ask the questions. And so, two questions which are copyrighted by Access Consciousness and which are like floating everywhere in the world. And I hope it reaches to every human being on earth, because they are the most amazing questions that I've come across. One is, how does it get any better than this, and what else is possible? I'm not explaining that here because it's just something to do, when you go and join a class of access with anybody. Yeah, so how does it get any better than this? We are all sitting here and you're all listening to me, and we are talking about living in the moment. Are we truly living in the moment now? Are you with me? Are you present? If you're not, there's a very small, simple activity that I learned from Dattatreya Khanolkar. He's one of the Access Consciousness facilitators and my like favorite person, one of the favorite persons. So in his foundation class, he made us do an activity, which is like very simple. You keep your hand here on your third eye, and then you keep one hand on your thymus. Okay. You just, or maybe it's maybe below. I don't remember. But anyway, so, just, okay, I forgot it. But anyway, keep your hand somewhere on your body, two parts of your body. The thymus is one of it. And you can keep it below on the navel or maybe on your third eye. And just connect to your body. Close your eyes just for a moment. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the touch of your body. And just 3 times say, I'm present. I'm present. I'm present. I'm present. Cool. So this is a very, very simple tool to bring you to the present moment. Whenever we find ourselves drifting into the past and drifting into worries of the future, we can just do this simple thing and say, I'm present, and be present. So now that you're all present with me, the question that, I would like you to ask is, if I had no past, what would I choose today? The first question I would say, okay, if I had no past, what would I choose today? I know it sounds like as if we all have a past. Of course we do. But if I had no past, what would I choose today? Now for this, like a small example that I can give is, for example, just before the lockdown and after the lockdown, okay? Before the lockdown, we might have thought of doing something, maybe buying something, okay? Hypothetical, that I wanted to buy this particular thing. And it's like maybe some 20,000 bucks. And due to the economic slowdown and everything that happened during the lockdown, and the price of it has just doubled. So now it's like 40,000 bucks. And so after the lockdown, will I go and buy that? Or I'll be thinking that, oh no, man, it's like 40,000 bucks now. I would have bought it like 2 months ago. It would have been great. And I should have done it then. Now, no point. Or maybe I can choose something which is similar to that of the same value, or maybe a lesser value, or kind of a copy of that. Like instead of maybe a Sony TV, why can't I go for a normal brand which is like not known much? Just because I concluded that this particular thing is of this much value, and now the value has increased, so I can't buy it, or I shouldn't buy it, or I should look at other options. But I really desired that before the lockdown, but then I changed it because I'm thinking of it, based on the past reference points. We call them past reference points. And then we don't make choices and we make compromises. How many times in our life, not just after or before the lockdown, in life, have we made compromises on what we really would like to have, just based on past reference points? And everything that brought up times a godzillion, are we all willing to destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, pop-up shots, boys and beyonds. So yeah, that is one of the questions, that if I had no past, what would I choose today? My next question would be, if I had no future, what would I choose today? So you might think it's so funny, but like for me, it is funny because I don't normally think of the future. I do go into the past sometimes, but I don't think about the future. I'm like, pretty cool. Future is in my hands. That's my way of looking, my point of view, and my point of view creates my reality. So my future is always in my hands, based on the choices I make today. So your point of view creates your reality, and the choices you make today create your future. So here I would like to give an example which is like more common. For example, I have enough money in my bank account. Maybe I have a 10 lakh rupees in my bank account just lying there. Okay. And I saw a very beautiful, gorgeous, simple car, which is maybe like, say, 5 lakhs or maybe 8 lakhs or 7 lakhs, something like that. And I saw it and I was like, wow, this is something I would like to have. And I would like to like drive this or be on it. And wow, how would it be like, if I'm on the road driving this car and maybe a long drive and it's traveling from one city to another, and so many things we may think in our head, like fantasize, I would call it, or be fascinated by it. And then we'll go back after living this whole picture in your dreams, and we'll say, no man, I have to keep this money for buying a house because I was saving for buying a house. Or no man, oh, I have my daughters. My daughter's right now like 10 years old. Maybe, I have to save from now to have 50 lakhs or maybe 1 crore of wedding when she grows up. Now what? You didn't do what you wanted to do. Maybe you will save a lot of money and maybe you will also do a grand wedding for your daughter. But after that, will it be great to sit and think that, shit, man, I never bought that car that I wanted to? And now I can't even drive. Like, I'm so old, I'm so tired and trying to save money and doing all these so-called responsibilities. Your time is over, buddy. So if you if I had no future, what would I choose today? Is another question that you should ask yourself. If I had no future, what would I choose today? If I had no past, what would I choose today? So these are two things that came to me when I was thinking of living in the moment. What questions can I give to people? Because it's living it and explaining it is different, right? But yeah, you have to explain in a way people understand. And most of the times I fall short, or maybe that's so difficult for me to be able to explain what I'm being, because it's just what it is. So yeah, and then after that, the question that came to me is, okay, now we are talking of past, present, future, big things. How about like today, just today? So if I had no past, in the sense, if I didn't think of what happened this morning, what would I choose now? For example, if like, and not even example, like I actually like, I was in a class of Smriti Goswami called Business Done Differently, and like this is the third time I'm attending that, and I really love her energy. So I was a host, so I'm part of that class now. And there was some topic that came up, and I went on crying and crying and crying, like a baby. I was crying. Now, if I would have allowed that energy to stick to me, would I be able to talk to you guys the way I'm talking right now? Or I could have just like maybe, um, went back from my commitment. I could have gone. I used to do that, by the way. Then I would go and tell Vijay that, hey Vijay, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'm not well, and blah blah blah. Of course, he'll do some alternate arrangements. It'll be a nuisance to him, but he would do anything, right? If I say no. But how many times, because we carry the energy of the morning or the afternoon to the evening, or something that we love to do in that moment, and we don't do what we love to do? Because I really love to talk to you people. I really love to facilitate, and I really love to meet new people. So if I would have So again, if I had no reference of what happened this morning or just an hour before, what would I choose now? That's a little more like, close thing. If I had no past, what would I choose today? If I had no past in this day, what would I choose now? So that is one thing. And then now, if I had no plans for my evening, like for example, for the night, what would I choose now? Now, there I would talk about another simple example. So, okay, you're going to the office. Morning itself, you and your wife decided we're going to go for a movie tonight. And the kid is excited that, wow, like, dad is going to come home and we're going to go for a movie. So that's a plan decided. And it's not like a future plan or it's just for the day. Okay. Now in the office, a lot of stuff happened and you come back and you're like, so man, you know what, I'm so tired. And then maybe even your wife is like, yeah, I mean, I had a bad day today. I've been like working all day. My back is aching. So let's drop the movie. And then now the kid is like, you know, okay, fine, we won't go. And, uh, and everybody has a justification for that. And it's all right, right? So I remember I was doing one class online, Bhagavad Gita for kids. And there was this boy who told me, this 8-year-old boy who gave me this example that, Bandhana auntie, we were going to go for a movie yesterday and my dad came and he said, we can't go. And my mama was tired and then we didn't go. And then I was crying in my room for an hour. And I'm so upset. I'm so angry. And that was the next day. Next day morning, we were talking. So I said, okay, what can we do today now? If you continue to remain upset of what happened yesterday, what are you going to miss on today? Can we change that now? So I said, could you like to brighten up now and have a smile on your face and go and ask your dad that, can we go for a movie today? And children are very literal, right? They immediately, he was like, wow, yeah, I could do that. And yeah, and he said, yeah, I'm going to go and ask Papa that we can go for a movie today. And then me and Mama and Dad will go for a movie and we're going to have fun today. So I said, yeah, if we didn't bring what yesterday was to today, would the day be different? He said, yes, auntie. The day would be like, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun today. And maybe then after that, we'll go to the football court and then we'll do swimming. And then he had this whole lot of plans. Like, could we be like that's literal, like children that, oh, Bandana said that, okay, if I, you know, if I'm not dwelling in the past, or if I had no past, what would I choose today? Or if I had no future, what would I choose today? And just literally ask that question and choose for now. How would that be? I'm just asking. Okay, so this is another question. So similar to that, there are many questions you can ask the universe. And when we are asking questions, will we get like, oh, this is the answer to your question, like type it in on some paper, will it come to you? No, it won't. Everything is energy. And what Gary Douglas talks of is energy, that we are all beings of energy and we communicate through energy, we receive energy, we perceive energies. And so when we are asking a question, we are sending out some energy into the universe. The universe will correspond or reciprocate in some energy. Sometimes you may receive that, sometimes you may not receive. What you're not receiving is only because you have put up barriers in receiving. So that's another tool of access, which is called barriers down. When you ask a question, just go barriers down, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And be open to receive whatever shows up. And you ask the question and something will show up. It may come through some song lyrics. It may come through, something your child said to you. It may come through a hoarding on the road. It may come, through some book. So it can come in any way, or it may just be energy and you just feel lighter. So what do questions do? Asking questions open doors to future possibilities which we have never imagined. And questions which are more empowering. Okay. So what can one question be that if we all asked today would create greater for all of us. And I think I wrote one question which Gary had asked yesterday. No, Dane had asked yesterday on Instagram. I'll just share that with one second. It was like, if I could get out of this lockdown greater than where I went into this, what would I choose? Okay, it's a beautiful, brilliant question. And I have this habit whenever I listen to Dane's, you know, Dane, Gary, or all of these speakers who are like amazing people on earth and they are changing the whole phase of earth. So I make a note of those questions which are like so amazing. Yeah. And yeah, what would you choose if life could be greater than now? Just by making a choice, what would you choose today? Would you choose to complain about this situation? Would you choose to crib about what's not fine? Or would you choose to acknowledge what's amazing and what else is possible? And gratitude, like gratitude is another thing that's universal. That's not just access consciousness. I think it's everywhere. In every modality that I've learned so far, everywhere they talk of gratitude. That gratitude is the key to abundance. So when we are grateful for something, we can really, really receive more and more and more of that. And whatever we are not grateful for, and whatever we complain about, is also something that will show up more in your life. Your the energy flows where your intention goes. So wherever your energy intention is going, if it's more complaining, pain, your discomfort, this reality, news, media, uh, corona is spreading, people are dying, blah 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 blah. If you go on and on in your head around that, you will see more of that. Whether it's happening or not, I don't know, but you will definitely see that. I don't see anybody dying in my universe. I mean, if I see them dying also, I see that, okay, they made a great choice for themselves. I may be upset, I may be sad for a moment, like, because I'm not like not someone who has, I'm not someone who has no feelings. I do have feelings and emotions and everything. But my focus, like my focus or my energy, I would like to flow towards what am I grateful for today. So for example, even if I say I cried during my class that I was attending, but I'm grateful for that because that brought up something. And there's another friend of mine, a colleague of mine in Mumbai, hypnotherapist. He told me something very beautiful one of the days when we were in some therapy and I was crying. He said that, you know, when something solid melts inside, liquid flows from the eyes. So when I cry, I don't make myself wrong. And I don't make myself extraordinary if I'm smiling also. It's just a practice. It's just something that we all can do. Yeah, of course, when you smile, it's more refreshing and people love to see you smile. And I also love to see myself smile. It's more joy. It's so much of ease. But even when you're crying, okay, something changed, something shifted. I allowed myself to be who I am, to be vulnerable, and be present even in that moment. That yeah, right now in this moment, I'm feeling a lot of grief. But like after 10 seconds, can I change that? Can I just okay, I cried enough. So now what else is possible? How does it get any better than this? And then like yeah, I went for a walk and then I came, I washed my face and like I put on a little makeup so that I can look good and then I'm happy. I'm very happy to see the names here on screen and to be able to talk to all of you. It's such a joy to be able to, you know, not just be myself, but while being myself, instill a bit of my energy in you. So, like, I mean, that also came to me in one of the activity I did today. That wow, instill a bit of you in everybody. I was like, wow, like, can I think so greatly about myself? But yeah, are we willing to acknowledge the greatness that we be? Are we truly willing to acknowledge the greatness that we be? I have learned to acknowledge. And what if you could take some bit of me, which adds more value to you? Because I've been taking bits and pieces of everybody I've come across in my life, my teachers, my parents, my brothers, my cousins, my nephews, the children I come across, everybody. I take a bit that works for me. And who am I? I'm a blend of all the people that I've met, all the books that I've read, all the travel that I've done. So, as much as I am a blend of so many different energies put together, how about you receiving me, something from me today, which would change your life and your choices right away? What could you receive from me today and from this talk that if you were willing to receive with no barriers, would change your life right away? And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that which works for you, which works best for you, for your greater good, are you willing to destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, podpak, shots, boys and beyonds. So yeah, what's the time? Like I, I might just like go on and on. I'm just looking at. Cool. Yeah, it's time for questions. Wow. See, so this is what I just ask the universe that, see, I don't have a track of time. Just remind me when it is time. And I just get like an energy that Bandana, check the time now. And I check the time. It's quite on time, 8:30, questions time. Shoot.
So, Bandana ji, this is Amitabh Bhatnagar from
I can't hear, sorry.
Hyderabad. Is it clear now?
A little better.
Yeah, so this is Amitabh Bhatnagar.
Yeah, hi Amitabh.
Hi, Bandana ji. I think very glad to listen about access bars. I have been a practitioner for this, so I know a little bit of that. But my
Okay.
question to you is how to overcome the fear of unknown.
Okay. Fear of unknown. And when you say fear of unknown, what does that mean to you? What is unknown to you, Amita?
Yeah, so my problem here is that I lost my job 3 years back.
Okay.
Understanding that we have family and all those things, there is a requirement of finance, and means this is known to everybody, right?
Yes.
So till now, whatever was there, whatever we had savings 3 years, now is gone. So now what?
Okay.
After this
So,
COVID,
uh,
anyway, everybody's future is, I mean to say, nobody's knowing what is going to happen. So my case
true.
comes out a bit different,
Yeah.
right? So that for 3 years I have been already doing. I tried my some business. I tried a couple of more other things, which actually did not turn out fruitful. So
Okay.
there, every time I try to do something, there is a fear. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Kya hoga? I mean to say, that is the question. What is? I'm not saying future kya hoga, but what is next?
Okay. So thank you, Amitabh, first of all, for putting up that question and for being willing to share in front of so many people about you. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable. So 3 years, when you say you weren't working and you had savings, what was it before 3 years that you knew that for the next 3 years, even if you don't have a job, you'll be able to survive? What was it before that that you knew? which kept you going?
So this thought process did not come in my mind because I was understanding that, okay, once I leave the job, I'll get something new. For 3 years,
Okay,
you don't get a job is a different thing, right? Nobody would have
Cor-
expected that.
correct. So
So
you
this
didn't
thought,
just a second. So you didn't expect that for 3 years you won't have a job, and you still managed. Before 3 years, if somebody would have asked you, "Okay, Amitabh, next 3 years you're not going to get a job. How are you going to manage?" Would you be fearful?
no, I actually don't have any answer for that because most of the things I my personality doesn't get me into fearful places. But since this 3 years experience is there, before that I was not having this experience, right? So now this I have
Fantastic.
experience. So this unknown part, I'm fear. I don't know if that is a right word or not, but the unknown. What
Okay, cool.
next?
So see, already I've got you to a point where you're saying you're not a person who is very fearful all the time. Okay? From where we started to now. Would you acknowledge that it changed already? Second. Second thing, that yes, the situation is not great. It's good to acknowledge what reality is like. And yes, it may be difficult to get a job or anything. And you have finished your savings of 3 years and etc. etc. So, what questions could you ask here is, for example, what choice, what action can I, if I were not in a reaction or resistance of what happened in the last 3 years, what action can I take today which would create a greater future for me and for my family? I'm just repeating that. If I were not in reaction or resistance to what happened in the last 3 years, what action can I take today? What choices can I make today that would create a greater future for me and my family? Would you like to be in that question? And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive information and awareness around it, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all now, please?
Yes, Bandanaji, that is true.
Right, wrong, good, bad, online, potluck shots, boys and beyond. So I would request you just write down this question. I mean, you may get this recording later. Or if you have written down, just write down this question and ask this question like maybe 100 times in the next few days and see what shows up. And then when you're asking this question and something shows up, somebody comes with a proposal, somebody says that, hey, Amitabh, I know 3 years back you were doing this. And right now I also know this about you. And I have this kind of project coming up. Would you like to join hands with me? And if something like that shows up, then you have to recognize that, oh, I asked a question, the universe showed me something. Now just let me like make that choice and take action. Does that make any sense to you?
Again, Bandanaji, the thing is, for last 3 years, I have been doing that.
Okay.
So
What have you been doing?
now see, I have done. I am a Panchgavya doctor, so I started doing my doctor practice,
Hmm.
and I have, to be very frank, I'll tell you what the products which I have are totally unique. I don't know if you have heard about paper made from cow dung.
Okay. No, I haven't.
Usually, yeah, usually people have paper made from tree pulp. The tree is cut and then pulp is made and then papers are made. But we have made
Okay.
paper from cow dung, so you don't need to cut the trees. And it is as good as whatever paper we use it.
Oh, great. That's
We
amazing.
have products of that. These are unique products. Not nothing is not there at all in the world.
Okay.
But then it's not picking up.
Okay. So now my next question would be for you would be like, who and what can contribute to what I'm creating? And who can I invite in my universe who can help me either sell this product or make this product reach out to people? And how can I have more ease with, you know, generating more revenues through the work that I'm, you know, currently doing? Or maybe, you know, you can choose something different too. Also, you have to like, see, for me, I acknowledge each and every bit in my life. For example, right now you're on a call where there are so many people. I don't know the number, but there are so many people out here and everybody is listening to you. How about if somebody listens to this and says that, wow, man, this is something interesting. I would like to know more. And let me connect to Amitabh. And that might open an opportunity. Would you like to acknowledge that, wow, I'm speaking about my work in front of so many people today?
Yeah, so that is truth. And I have been going out and giving, I will not say lectures, but promotions and several other things for my products. But the whole thing ultimately which comes out is that it's not moving.
Okay, cool. So there's another thing very beautiful which Gary Douglas says, that anything you say this is happening, but da 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 da. That means everything that you said before but is null and void. And only the thing that you said after but is what you believe, that it's not moving. Now, if you continue to believe that it's not moving, it's not moving, it's not moving, it will not move, by the way. I'm sorry. And nobody will be able to change that unless you change your belief around it and your point of view around it. So I would recommend that even if you feel that, oh, I don't have right now that much money to invest into more learning or etc., but I would say that go to Amazon, or not even Amazon, first go to Tour of Consciousness of Dane here, and there are 220 videos. Pick up any three which like pull your eye and hear them. So there was a time when I used to like only do all of these things, and I used to just keep asking those questions and things would change for me. And also, how committed are you to change this? Ask yourself, how committed am I to change this? Like 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, and what are the reasons and justifications I'm continuously giving to myself for this not changing? And everything that is times a godzillion, are you willing to destroy and create it all now, please? I don't hear a yes.
Yes.
Right or good,
Yes.
bad, online, pop-up shows, boys and beyonds. Could it be like a very much more open and willing yes?
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much. And now it will change, by the way. Trust me,
Thank
it
you.
will
Thank
change.
you, Bandhanaji. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Thank you for the question.
Vandana,
And
I
I'm
have
sure
a
that question must have contributed to a lot of people. So thank you, Amitabh Bhatnagar, on everybody's behalf. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm Neha. So when you were
Hi, Neha.
talking with yeah, hi. So when you were talking, I like something inside of me came that I'm not committed because I'm enjoying my me time. So I'm not committed to having more work done so that money would come. So any
Okay.
question or clearing that is coming for this?
So, so you're not committed. You can you just repeat? You're not committed to what?
Yeah, I just asked to myself how much I am committed. So my body said, no, I'm not committed. Why? Because I'm enjoying this me time. So I don't want to work or do something else. I will do what I want.
Yeah. So you're committed to enjoying life, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool, I guess. There's nothing
So
right
how
or wrong
can,
about it.
yeah, so how can I like
So
have money
can you
come?
can you just ask a question to the universe that, like, how can I just have money without having to work?
Yeah, that's thank you for
And
this.
everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be and receive that, and still enjoy life and be committed to just enjoying life. Are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all now, please?
Yes,
Right, wrong, good, bad, online, potluck, shots, boys and beyonds. That's a great thing, man. Being committed to enjoying life. Just
yeah,
keep doing that. You will
because
have
we are,
money.
yeah, because we are like every time I get a work, I say, oh, अब तो काम करना पड़ेगा. I need to work now, and then only the money will come. So
Yeah,
what?
so
Yeah,
yeah, everywhere you have created this belief in you that only when you work, money will come. Are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all, please?
yes, yes, yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, online, potluck, shots, boys and beyonds. Thank you, Neha. Yeah,
Thank you.
anybody else?
Uh, how do
Sorry.
we end procrastination?
I can't hear. Sorry. One at a time, I guess.
I had this question, like I plan everything very well, but then I
Your name,
procrastinate.
please?
I'm
Kavya.
Kavya.
I can see
Yeah.
Kavya, but then I just wanted you to say it for the others. Yeah.
I have this problem where I plan very well, I generate ideas very well, but then I get into this procrastination zone. Everything is planned, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, I've done nothing. It's just been
Oh, by
planned.
the way, I think we have Ratandeep Singh sir here on call. And he said, I just read on Facebook this morning, either on his post or somebody else post quoting that he has said this, that procrastination is not like, is just a choice which humanoids make because they know they can do everything in the last minute.
Yeah, but the last minute deadline is not like, okay, if it's an office work or something, we know there's a deadline and how I will manage to complete it at that last second very well. But when it's your own projects or something where you don't have a deadline, but the change is required because to read something else, during that time, how do we change that?
The laughter that I can hear, I can't see your face, but the laughter that I can hear just tells me that all bullshitting you're doing when you're just simply asking for the heck of it. Okay. But anyway, I'll still give you an answer because today morning, when I was just, noting down stuff for the call today, and I was just telling Avni Avni is my daughter, by the way. So she was supposed to have her exam in April, which got postponed because of the lockdown to June. And so she's not doing any of her project work right now.
And
She's
the
just
same thing
sleeping.
is happening to me. It's
She's
like,
watching movies and everything. Okay. So she was telling me, Mama, if I live in the now and I would just sleep. If I had no past and if I had no future, and if I had to choose for now, I'll just sleep. Then who will do my project? Okay.
it's the
So,
same thing.
so you know what I told her? I'm telling you the same. I told her that, okay, so now you have to ask if I make this choice now, what
Okay.
would it create for me in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next
Okay.
1 year, 2 year, 5 years?
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm making the choice of just sleeping now, what would that create in the next 3 months? What would that create in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? Just ask. And
Okay.
then the moment you ask this question, you might just feel like, no man, probably sleeping is not the best choice. Let me just sit and do something.
Yeah, I got that energy now.
Got it, right? How does it get
Yes.
better than this? So yeah, thank you, Kavya, for asking this question also. Because see, no question is stupid. Whether you're going through some problem which is so big according to the people, or whether it's like, yeah, I don't feel like working, it's so boring to work. Still, when you ask a question, everybody around who's listening will benefit. So thank you, Kavya.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, Vandana, this is Sharad here from Nagpur.
Hi, Sharad.
I'm on Zoom every day with Vijay, my good,
Okay.
and I found your today's presentation very fascinating. It was at a very ground level. I hope you don't take it in the wrong sense. It was
No,
a,
I don't
because
take anything in the wrong sense, by the way.
I've not done any fancy access foundation courses like foundation on yet, so I don't understand those very high flown terms. But I could connect with you all the time today. It was at a very ground level. So thank you for making it so simple for people like me.
Thank you.
One question we are always, I am facing, or maybe others are facing also, we say, you mentioned about it, barriers down.
Yeah.
Barriers down karo, barriers down. Because I can guess what it means, but can you explain a little bit on that? Do you want us to do what exactly?
So, okay, I'll just take you all through that. It's just 2 minutes, we'll do something.
Yeah.
Are you willing to?
Yes.
Okay. So just, close your eyes, everybody on the call. And imagine that somebody from far is throwing a stone at you, which is going to come and hit you. Now, immediately what happens? So there will be something you'll put up, right, to protect yourself.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's a barrier. Just for example, okay. So when somebody is putting a stone at you, you put up a barrier. Now what will happen? That stone will hit the whatever wall you've created, and it'll either go back, or the other person, if he's hell bent on hitting you, will hit harder, until this wall breaks and it hits you on your face.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens if you just lower down your barriers and allow the stone, it may not even come to you, it may just pass. Somebody is throwing a stone, you put your barriers down, you just go ease, it'll go off beyond you. It won't even come to you. That's barriers down.
Okay.
Okay. And like, see, there can be many explanations to this, but you don't even need to know. You just need to say, or, within yourself that, oh, for example, I'll give you an example from what you shared, Sharad, that you've been on all the calls so far and you've not done any high funda class or foundation, etc., etc. So what if you just be barriers down and you receive that high funda class, and what would that change for your life? Without having to judge that it's a high funda class. And what, it's like, I have done those classes, and not just once. I've done foundation, like I think 9 or 10 times in last 7-8 years. Every year I do it once. And trust me, Sharad, if they say that the investment is huge, how much money we are willing to invest for outings, for gold, for clothes, for business, for every other thing, except for doing a class which can literally change the entire foundation of your life, living, reality, and being. Because we have no clue before getting into it that what it's going to give to us. But after getting into it, so I can share with you my first foundation example. If we are not like, going too much of time, okay, we have like 10 minutes. So I'll tell you, when I did my first foundation with Dr. Ashish Narayankar, Mumbai, at the time I had that much money. At the time it was around some 46,000, but still 46,000 was huge for me because I was not earning or anything. I had savings. From the savings, I had to give that money. And my husband is in a job, so he also has a limited income. Not that we have like so much money all the time. So when I went and I did that class, 4 days of so many of these clearing statements, topics, discussions like body processes, then there are like 10 commandments of access, entities, and different areas of life, financial awareness, how can you, add more revenue, and blah, blah, blah. And so many topics which nobody discusses in general, sex, relationship, everything. So in all of those topics, the way Gary Douglas has put it up is so different than anybody else. And what was fascinating to me was these body processes where you touch the body at different parts and diseases get cured like cancer and stuff. And I was like, wow, this sounds very amazing to me. Okay. Then I came back from foundation. The first thing, that 1.5 years, I was not having any job because we had shifted from Raipur, Chhattisgarh to Indore, Madhya Pradesh. And there I didn't know anybody, so I didn't get a training job in a college, which I used to do before. So 1.5 years, I had no job. And I did this foundation class. And when I came back, sitting at home, I got a call from one of my fellow trainers in Nagpur. He said, hey, Bandana, I'd chosen a training program, which is a 20-day training program. And I'm going to get like a 45,000 plus stay, hotel, everything for 20 days by the company. But due to some last minute emergency, the training begins on Monday. Today is Friday. I have to say no because something happened in my family. Would you take this up? And I was like, okay, 20-day program, and I'm getting money just sitting at home. I didn't even ask for it. I didn't even apply for it or anything. But just sitting at home, I'm getting a job, kind of, okay? And then I spoke to this training company owner, and he said, yeah, we just need a trainer because this guy is going, so we need somebody, and you have experience, so please hop in. Now, when I told this to my family members, first of all, my mom, she said that, are you crazy? 20 days, you're going to leave home and go. Who will take care of kids? I mean, she's not kid, but she was like maybe 16 then. My daughter, my son was outside. He was studying in Ahmedabad, so they were not kids, but the mentality that we all grow up with, that, oh, a woman is supposed to take care of home, and because I was a housewife for 18 years. So then my mom was like, no, ye kya tarika hai? 20 days you're going to go, aisa kya paisa kamana hai? You don't have to do all of this. Just sit at home and do what you're doing and stuff like that. Okay. So I was a little bogged down by that. And then I started going into the wrongness of me that, probably I should not take it up. It's okay. It's important to be at home, and it's important to take care of children, blah, 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 everything. And then after that, I told my husband about it, and he was also very upset. Like 20 days, like 4-5 days is fine. 20 days is like too much. And then again, when another person you love says that, no man, you're not doing this, in a very indirect or direct way, you suddenly go into that, okay man, don't. See, universe, I asked questions, I did clearings, foundation class, did something, universe gave me an opportunity. If I put up barriers, it won't come to me, I don't receive. Okay, now that same day, instead of first just sitting and getting upset, I started asking questions. Like I told you people to ask questions, so I started asking questions which were given in the foundation manual. And the more I was asking questions, I was feeling a little better. I did some clearings and everything. That same night, my husband was coming from office. He was working at Indore Airtel. And while on the way back, on the street of my house, a guy in a car hit a cow, and it went, rolling to the end of the road. And he went and he saw the cow, and he said, eyes have gone up, the tongue is out, and it's like badly hurt. And we being Hindus, and we have this, gai ko roti khilana and stuff like that. So we worship the cow and all of that. So it was very difficult for him to take, oh shit, what happened? So he came back home, and he said, he was like sweating. Like, I said, what happened? Is your blood pressure high or something? So he said, no, I just saw a cow meeting with an accident, and just on our street. And I don't know what to do. I felt as if the cow is asking for help. And then we called 3 veterinary doctors, because we had a dog. So we had numbers of veterinary doctors. All the veterinary doctors said, oh, 9 baj gaya raat ko, we can't come now. Maybe tomorrow. We said, we'll pay you double your fees also, but please come. This cow has met with an accident. They said, no, sorry, not now. Then we called the Goshala. Okay, Goshala person is telling that, sorry, right now there's no staff here who can come and attend to this cow. So not happening. Now, in that moment, this is also very divine intervention, that no help came. And then I just said that, I told Adesh, my husband, I said, ki Adesh, main jo class karke aayi hu foundation, usme they've taught us body processes. If you touch, it heals. And my mentor, that Dr. Ashish Narayankar, said, it also works on animals. Shall I try that? So he said, let's do something, at least whatever we can. I went to the road, and I'm not kidding. I went to the road. I started the processes at, say, 9:15 or 9:30 something. 9:30, I think I must have reached, sitting on the road, sadak pe baith ke. I started doing MTVSs on the cow, one by one, whichever body part I just felt, following the energy. 50 minutes, 50 minutes down, the cow got up, it ate, it left.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. And I cried standing there on the road, haath jod ke, because I'm a Krishna follower. And I was like, what was this Krishna? And like, what was this? And there were like 10 people watching me doing that. And they were like, aapne kya kiya? Aisa kya kiya? Ye achanak aise उठ के कैसे चली गई? ये आदमियों इंसानों पे भी काम करता है क्या? I said, हाँ करता तो है, but मैं पहली बार कर रही हूँ. Now, from there, first thing Adesh did was like, you just continue doing what you're doing. It's such a miracle. And then I told my mom, I called my mom and I said, ki aaj aisa aisa hua. And I put that on also on my foundation group of Ashish Narayankar. First, Ashish Narayankar said that, Bandhana, this is one of the most selfless acts I've seen someone doing, like sitting on this road for 50 minutes and helping a cow. And my mom said, ठीक है तू चले जा, तू अच्छा ही काम कर रही है, कुछ ना कुछ लोगों का भला ही होगा. Okay, and then I went there. I got like 46,000. What I paid for the foundation, immediately it just came back. And plus, beyond that, I did training program for 1,500 students, who are, most of them, still connected on Facebook to me. They read what I write. They come and tell me, ma'am, we achieved this. Ma'am, this happened. Ma'am, that happened. What a contribution. So these things, if you say high funda, it's nothing high funda. It's very simple. It's beautiful. I can vouch on it like 1,000 times that it's worth the investment that you make, only if you make a choice. And it doesn't matter I'm not a foundation facilitator. There are so many more people. I don't even tell people that you come and learn from me, or you do a class with me or anything. I just say, just do it, man. Just choose. Because when you make a choice, which is so contributing, that is when you will change not only your future, but all the people who are inspired by you. So all these people who are sitting over here and listening to me today is a result of that choice that I made that day, of that class, to do that class, irrespective of whether I knew about it or whether I didn't know about it. So again, I'm not saying there's no other way of change. There are so many ways you can change your life. But only and only if you make a choice. Everything is just choice, and every choice, if you don't make it based on your past or based on future, you just make it in the now. Gary Douglas says what's true makes you feel light. So if whatever I'm saying, if it feels light, that means it's true. So go for it, buddy. Like, go for it. Choose. And when you choose, you will know what it will create. And that is for everybody, even including Amitabh. You know, you may not have money right now, but I would still recommend that someday just go buy a book. There's a book called Money Isn't the Problem, You Are. There's a book called Right Riches for You. There's a book called Projections, Expectations, Separation, Judgments, Rejections. There are so many books of access consciousness on Amazon. If you can't afford a class, go buy a book, read a book, attend some book club that's going on. There are so many free book clubs happening. All the BAS facilitators are doing across the globe. Just go, like.
Hey, Bandana,
invest.
this is Pramod. I just want to share, I know there's very little time left. The moment I heard Amitabh speaking, I recognized his voice, and he and I used to be colleagues until recently.
Oh, nice.
So I was just thinking, okay, so I was very present when I was working and interacting with him. So that's living in the present moment leaves its marks.
Awesome. How does it get better than this?
How does it get
So
better?
Amitabh, how about getting in touch with Pramod and, you know, getting more awareness around what else is possible?
Working
Oh, yeah, Bandanaji, I just had a chat privately with him, so we will definitely.
Awesome. I'm sure your reality will change and you will
Oh,
come
it
and
has
say,
to change.
Can
you'll
It
come
has
and
to
say
change.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what, but somehow when Amitabh was speaking and he was introducing about his cow dung paper, and somehow it felt so light and expansive to me that
Yeah.
he's gonna shine like a star.
Amitabh, are you listening?
Thank you, Sudhaji. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, I want all of you to listen to one more thing that I have to say. Dane, here on the Access Bars manual, it is written, what you hide, you cannot change. Because Amitabh took the courage to talk about it in public. So there's one person who says that, wow, fab idea. There's one person who says,
Hello?
I know you.
Hey, yeah, just coming.
Okay, cool. Somebody's talking to them.
Yes.
Hey, Vandana.
1 minute,
I have one.
God, today's been a crazy day. 1 minute, but I'll, no,
Today has been a crazy day.
Oh,
I
love
agree.
this.
She's talking to somebody else though.
I'm in the middle of,
Anyway.
yes,
Hi,
I'm
Vandana.
there
Just
right
a
now,
question
yeah.
here. I
Yeah.
have. Hi, Vandana. Can you hear me?
I can. I can't
Yeah.
see you though.
Yeah, this is Anita here. Thank you for being such a wonderful and vulnerable, contribution to everyone. And my question is, when you said being in the now,
Yeah.
you had this journey of, creating from the past, and then you chose to be present in the right now,
Now. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if I had made some choices in the past, and it has got a huge form and significance and charge,
Yeah.
how do I make it, change it quickly rather than going into the wrongness?
Ask the same question to the universe. How can I change this as quickly as possible? Without going in the wrongness of me or the past. And everything
Wow.
that doesn't allow that, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shots, boys and girls. Isn't that a great question? Thank you, Anita. That how can I change my present without
How can I
making
change
my
my past?
how can I change my present without making my past wrong or without making my past
Yeah.
choices wrong and create a different future for me today? And everything that doesn't allow that, are we all willing to destroy and create it out?
Yes,
Now,
please.
right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shots, boys and girls. Thank you. I think we are
Hi, Vandana.
Thank you, Vandana.
Yeah, okay. Anybody? Who's that?
Yeah.
Hi, Vandana. This is Rajni here. I have one question.
Yeah, please. Rajni.
Vandana, I have one question. How to deal with attachments? When we think of living in present, attachment with people who have left from life or who are there in the present life, but their behavior towards us has changed. That person's attitude towards us has changed. Like how to deal with it, because attachment is one thing. We are using the tools, we are living in our present moment, but somehow whenever little chances are there and we become little unaware to take charge or feel little low, it just pulls us low in the past. It takes us to the past. So how to deal with the attachment?
So
And
I would just say, Rajni, that what does attachment mean to you, and whatever that is, are you willing to destroy and uncredit all?
yes.
Right, on Group Online for Shots, Boys and Girls. I guess we are running short of time now, and
Thank you all. Thank
I
you,
have
Vandana.
a question, one last question, if
Yeah,
you would allow.
Vijay,
yeah.
do we have time? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, please ask. No problem.
please
Yeah.
ask.
Hi, ma'am. This is Harleen.
Hi, Harleen. Where are you? I can't see you. Okay.
My video is on, so I believe you should be able to see
Now
me.
I can see it. I can see
Okay.
it.
So there are times in life when you have an opinion about a particular decision that you have to take, and obviously in every decision, that most of the decisions that we make, since we're surrounded by family of office people, so others might have a different opinion, and nobody is right or wrong in some particular situations. So let's say if I have one particular belief towards something, and the other person is saying something which is totally contrary to what I believe, but we you know the other person is also not wrong, and neither are you, and you want to understand where they are coming from, or maybe just make peace with it, if not do anything about the situation. Is there anything we can do to even if you understand that the other person is not wrong, or but sometimes it creates a bit of I would say hustle in you. So is there anything you can do to help yourself in that situation? Just recognizing that, okay, let's just surrender to the situation.
Okay, so Harleen, you yourself gave the answer. Instead of understanding, just recognize. There's a difference between the two. Understanding is you make yourself stand under somebody, and recognizing, I just recognize this. I recognize where this person is coming from, but I'm not understanding him. I'm not trying to understand that person, first thing. And once you recognize whoever that person is and whatever that person is, the way they are, now what action do I take to change the situation in my favor? Okay.
Yeah.
And there's nothing right or wrong about you wanting situations to be in your favor. You can ask, what actions do I need to take here to change this? And how can I change the situation to my favor? I recognize where the person is coming from. There's nothing right or wrong about it. Instead of saying, don't understand, there's no need to understand anything. Because in trying to understand, you make yourself stand under somebody. That's what Gary Douglas says. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And then ask questions. How does it get better than this? What else is possible in this situation? What am I unwilling to be here? What am I unwilling to receive here? What am I unwilling to see here? And everything that is destroy and uncreate it all. Right on Goodbye Online Publishers. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Vijay, for the patience.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a wonderful call. Yes.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to everybody who's joined.